Hola and bienvenidos everybody. My name is NittPicc. If you don't know who I am, I'm a flutist and a music educator who enjoys all types of music. First of all, let me say happy St. Patrick's Day. I'm pretty sure everyone's fairly familiar with St. Patrick's Day, but if you really want to go into the history of it, and I'm not a history buff, but I'm just saying it's predominantly a Christian holiday. Or it was rooted in Catholicism, right? Because St. Patrick, well, is the patron saint of Ireland, right? And as someone who used to practice Catholicism a lot when I was younger, it was funny because my mom used to say that St. Patrick's Day was her day because her middle name is Patricia. So if you know anything about moms, especially if they're Hispanic and a very strong-willed woman, you do not disagree with your mom. So I'm going to say happy St. Patrick's Day and happy St. Patty's Day to my mom. Anyway, today we're checking out Ghile Mear, which I looked up how to pronounce this correctly. I don't know what this song is, but I saw that this version of the song that I'm going to check out today is by the Chieftans and Sting. So I know who Sting is. I don't know who the Chieftans are. I'm actually a huge lover of Irish music in general. I'm a big fan of like Flogging Molly, and I play some Irish flute myself. So I have like my own penny whistles, and I have actually some crystal flutes that I have hidden away in the closet. But yeah, so I'm really excited to check this out and dive into some culture today. But before we do that, if you like the channel, please like and subscribe. In the past month, only 13.8 people were subscribed to my channel that were watching. So I would just greatly appreciate if you would like to subscribe to the channel in general. Also, there are some links down in the description below for my Discord, as well as my Patreon, where you can check out extra content, as well as some free content, and maybe a secret performance today. All right, without further ado, let's get to it.
Shem alek ma'ilama, Shem ma'ezahilama, Sona shen nevoras fen, Hakuig again ma'ilama. Shem alek ma'ilama, Shem saw him go, I book with you, no word we know of him, my home. Shema Ma'ilama, Shema Hezahilama, Soma Shene Borasfen, Akuig again, Ma'ilama, the proud
Okay. Just because I know that there's going to be another verse. This is gorgeous. I really appreciate the Irish traditions, only because I'm a flutist. Duh, I just said that earlier. But one of my favorite flutists is Irish. And you can call them flutist or flautist. Both is correct. So my all-time favorite flutist, especially as a child, is James Galway. From Ireland, and I've met the man. I've even accidentally played on the man's flute. And he started, like, historically wise, he started playing the fife when he was a child, and then he switched over to flute. And if you look up James Galway, his flute playing is absolutely gorgeous. And this like brings me back to the reason why I was like, oh yeah, I love flute because James Galway did it, and because James Galway did a lot of Irish flute music. I picked up a lot of Irish flute music. Like, I even have my tin whistle on my desk as well, because I have something planned today. But yeah, so this is gorgeous. If I'm right, I did a little bit of research into this song, and I'll talk about that in a second. I think, from what I understand, this is Irish Gaelic language, the language. So, and if I'm wrong, please correct me down below. I never want to be offensive in any way, or also correct me if I'm wrong on the pronunciation of the song in general. But I did look up the lyrics after reading just a little bit of the comments below, and my heart breaks. A lot of the comments were saying that people, they buried a family member, brother, sister, and this was the song that they played at their funeral. And what I think is interesting about this, at least when I hear a lot of like Irish music, and maybe I've just had a very color or more lighter version of the Irish music in general, like an understanding of it. For some reason, the Irish, like a lot of the music that is supposed to be in more of a sad feeling or meaning, is still beautifully in a major key. Like this whole thing. Let's go back. Also, the fact that there's Irish flute with the penny whistle in here. It's so pretty, but the vocals are so just the opening words. And I want to ask if this is intentional, because I've heard groups sing like this before, where at the end of a phrase it's and it like lifts, and I forget what that kind of a sound, that it's a specific technique, and it's beautiful. There's something about it that feels so tribal in a way. It feels like you're calling back to the ancestors, and I love that, and it's just beautiful. And then we get an introduction of other vocals, and it's so warm and so welcoming. And just listen to the coloring of the tones, how you hear ornamentation in the vocals. Introduction of guitar and penny whistle. I'm assuming this is Sting. And the use of the light drums. We have some strings. Oh, the violin. Timpani? No. That's not timpani. There's just the use of the instruments in here. So I think the drums in the back, what I'm hearing, I thought for a minute I was like timpani, but then I remember like there's an Irish drum called a bodhrán, which it kind of looks like a big, there's several sizes. There's not just one. So there's like a very large one, there's a smaller one. And what's cool about it is it's handheld. And it like, let's say it looks like a giant tambourine without shaky the little tambourine things on it. Normally has a membrane around the outside, and you hold on to the inside of the drum. There's an X on the inside, and you put your hand on it, and then you have a mallet that has a head on both sides, and you can hit the drum doom doom, so you can do a back and forth action. I love the way it sounds. There's something about it that sounds more down to earth, like it's an instrument of the earth. Like there's a lot of instruments that you would say that for, but something about it just sounds like you're being called home, which brings me back to this kind of idea. And again, I hope that if this song has a specific meaning to you via the death of a family member or a celebration of life or some kind of feelings, and I hope that you know, they're good, fond memories, even if it might bring a tear to your eye or like make you feel sad. But I want to show in this moment that there's beauty in how this song uses a lighter key to feel like you're being called home. So you're like your family members or friends or whoever may have passed, and this song is special to you in that way, that this was the song that carried them home. And you can hear that within the strings and the possibly a bodhran, I'm not sure. And now that I think of it, I'm wondering if the guitar I'm hearing at the beginning isn't a guitar and it might be a bouzouki. So it kind of looks similar to a lute, but has a very, it sounds guitarish, but almost mandolin-ish at the same time. I want to go back a little bit because I want to hear that build up. And you can hear the drums, whatever kind they're using, but you can tell that they're using violins and possibly a bodhra or possibly a bouzouki. And I love the stringed instrument in the background. If it's not a violin, please let me know if you know what it is. This is gorgeous.
Spirit and with mind afraid, so I wish him strength and length of days.
The additional never heard of the Chieftans before. I take that back. I think I've heard of the Chieftans, but I've never heard music from them before. Anyway, besides my lack of knowledge of the Chieftans, which now I need to do more research, what's beautiful about this is it builds, right? There's a level of intensity that builds, and it feels like a sense of community, like everyone's coming together. Even though you have a singular voice at the opening, we get a choir or a group of people singing together, and then it turns into more of people singing together, all of these people on the screen. But then it feels like if I were watching this happen on a street, it feels like anybody who had an instrument decided to join in and add to the beautiful sounds that were happening in this moment. Because the voices get more intense, but the instruments become more and more intense as well. Because at the end, I could have sworn it felt like there were a lot of bodhran instruments. And I guess in this case, it shouldn't be called the violin. It should be called the fiddle. There's no difference between. It just depends on what version, how you play it, right? And is it Uillean pipes, which is kind of, I'm not meaning to be offensive at all, similar to a bagpipe. Uillean pipes, I think that's how you pronounce it. I think you hear that towards the end, which is absolutely beautiful, and you could it just sounds yeah. in this. Listen to the giant, like a choir. Maybe it's because I feel like pensive. This song makes you very pensive. I'm actually kind of choked up a little bit just because I'm thinking about other people and their experiences in their life. And it's absolutely gorgeous. I can understand why you would, or not necessarily you would want, but this would be played at someone's funeral. It's a very beautiful way to send a family member off into whatever you believe in. And I'm not here to judge, and no one should judge anyone for any of their beliefs or whatever, but it's just gorgeous. And the lightheartedness of this feeling of the sound of it, even though the lyrics, when I looked them up, it's sad because this woman, a widow, had lost her hero, right? So I believe that's what the translation I looked up. It's absolutely beautiful. And I need to check out the Chieftans. I already know who Sting is. Not saying that, not trying to throw like Sting under the bus, but like I need to know who the Chieftans are more, because yeah, this girl here loves a bunch of Irish music. I'm all about world music, and yeah, world instruments, give it to me, baby. I want all of that. Anyway, it's gorgeous. Thank you for giving me this for St. Patrick's Day. All right, if you celebrate St. Patrick's Day, I hope you have a safe and wonderful St. Patrick's Day. I swear to you, I'm wearing green. This is green. It doesn't look green. I don't own a lot of green, and this is why I get pinched every year. I actually hate that tradition, and I don't even know where it started. Someone please explain it to me, but I swear to you, I get pinched every stinking year. I hate it, but it's okay. I'm willing to take the pain. I hope you enjoy the green in the background. I never use green. But yeah, before I sign off, I love to continue the conversation about music. Since I am a lover of world music, I would love to have suggestions on Irish bands, groups, singers, just because of the idea of getting a chance to hear more of instruments that I don't get to hear every day, or instruments that I love to research on. Big plus if it's got a fife, or Julian pipes, or a bodhran, all those kinds of instruments, love them. So yeah, let me know anything down below. But I also want to know what you think about this song, and if it evokes emotions for you, feelings for you. Do you have a memory of it? And I would love to hear what you have to say. So as usual, before I go, if you like the channel, please like and subscribe. If you want to check out more, there's some links down in the description below for my Discord, as well as my Patreon, where you can check out extra content as well as some free content. And if you happen to like anime, there's some anime reactions there too. But yeah, I hope you're having a wonderful St. Patrick's Day, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.